I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come. There is some movement, and I don't want to, well, maybe choose my words. There's some movement. There's been a response from there's been a response from
Okay, so from Newsweek, migrants overpower Texas National Guard, tear down border fence. So we're going to get into this story because what's going on at the Texas border is a shame. And it's a shame because these states are having to secure the international border on their own without help from the feds. In fact, the feds are actively working against them. We all know about that court situation when Texas had barriers. They had razor wire and buoys at the border with Mexico, and Biden sued Texas to force Texas to remove the barriers. He wants to send border control to remove the barriers so the illegal immigrants have an easier time breaking into the country. I guess they're not even breaking into the country. They're invited by the senile president. So let's get into the story here because we got a crazy event coming from the El Paso area of the border from yesterday. News videos on Thursday show a riot of illegal immigrants attempting to enter the United States from Mexico at the El Paso border in Texas, as a reporter said the Texas National Guard was overrun by migrants. So we got thousands of these people, and as it's warming up, we're in spring, and as summer hits, we're going to have way more people. People are like, oh, it calmed down a bit. That's because it was winter. It always fluctuates like this. So as it warms up, we're going to have more people. So over 1,000 people were at the border. And the National Guard's down there, we got state troopers down there, but their hands are tied because they can't use their rifles. They can't use any sort of things that would give the perception of harsh force, because then they'll be demonized, they'll be crucified. Oh, look at what they're doing to the precious migrants. Most of these migrants, these illegal immigrants, most of them are military-aged men, and some of them are actually armed. We have photos of these migrants at the border with guns in their hands. Crossings on the southwest landing border in Texas totaled 68,260 in January, according to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection data, a drop from 149,806 migrants who entered in December, but still among the highest rates in the country, further encouraging state officials to try and take matters into their own hands. Shame they have to do this. So they always like to show images like this. Oh, it's just these precious migrants. It's just these poor moms. They need some help. They don't want to show what's actually going on. Efforts by Republican Governor Greg Abbott and other conservative officials to enact their own immigration laws, allowing for arrest, detainment, and removal of suspected illegal immigrants, continue to be litigated. So Texas did get their win in the Supreme Court, where they themselves, under Texas law, can arrest illegal immigrants, and Biden is still suing Texas to stop them from being able to do that. So this stuff is going to be tied up in court for a while. After the Supreme Court Tuesday voted to allow the law, Texas Senate Bill 4 to be enacted, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals placed the legislation back on hold. So you're just going back and forth. You're going from the smaller courts, the circuit courts, then you're going to the Supreme Court, back to the circuit courts. Too much bureaucracy, too much federal authority going on. We got too much centralized power in this country. So this video here is after they ran over the guards. They literally tore down barbed wire and fencing and ran through, plowed over armed National Guard members who aren't allowed to use their arms. They plowed through, then they ran into, guess what, the wall. You know that wall that they said don't work? Let's take a look. Wow. The scene was described as a riot by New York Post reporter Jeannie Terra, who said that there were hundreds of migrants who had decided they had enough of Texas soldiers returning into Mexico. Yeah, these guys ran out of patience. They said, we getting into this country one way or another, and They didn't give a damn. They are not afraid of U.S. soldiers. They're not afraid of U.S. troops. Maybe because these people aren't dumb. They know. They know the loopholes in the system, and they know that the National Guards members aren't allowed to fire upon them. They know that they can get rough with them. They can throw them on the ground. They can try to stump them. And the National Guardsmen can only do so much. They could try to detain them. They could try to arrest them. But they can't get too rough with them. And they damn sure can't fire at them. This is the moment when Texas National Guards became overrun by migrants riding to get across the border here in El Paso today, Tara wrote in an ex post accompanied by a different angle of the scene from the U.S. side of the border. We were there and saw it all happen. Absolute chaos here. So let's get to this part right here. This is the part that shows when they initially breached. So we got the guardsmen here tussling with these guys, but we got a bunch of grown-ass men, military-age young men from Mexico, from Venezuela, from Middle East maybe, from all over the world. They come up to the Texas border, and U.S. military personnel are overrun. Look at that. Tearing down the fence, pulling it out the way so the guardsmen can't pull it back. Pointing rifles at them, a couple of them pointing rifles, but that's all as a deterrent. Throwing bows, look at that, look at that. Not enough of them, and their hands are tied behind their back. So look, let's just run over these fools, man. Ain't nobody worry about them. Y'all next. We're gonna break down this border wall too. Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. Hundreds of migrants were pushed south of the Concertina Wire in the middle of the night by Texas National Guard. Mexican photojournalist J. Omar Ornelas wrote on X, formerly Twitter, accompanied by video. Hours later, they again breached the Concertina and made a rush for the border wall in El Paso. So let's take a look at this video here. The National Guardsmen kicked them out, sent them back to Mexico. They said, we don't give a damn, we coming back. We'll tear through your wire. We're going to get in one way or another, because Biden and these left-wing Democrats, they're offering freebies. They're giving us free hotel stays. They're giving us PlayStations. We can get WIC. We can get food stamps, free rent. Tyson Foods. They said they want to hire over 40,000 illegal immigrants. They laid off American citizens and said they want to hire cheaper labor. They want to hire illegal immigrants. So we just need to plow through the National Guard because we don't give a damn about American law. We don't care about the police there. We don't care about Border Patrol there. We don't care about the military there. We will rush through anybody. We'll tear down your fences. We'll tear down your wire. We getting through because Biden told us to come, and because Brandon Johnson and these other left-wing dumbass Democrats are giving us freebies. So we getting through, taking over the country. Isn't it amazing how America can spend billions of dollars securing Israel borders? They built a whole wall to stop the Palestinians from crossing into Israel. Even though they say walls don't work. During the State of the Union address, the White House built a gigantic fence, a tall fence, basically a wall, a giant barrier around the Capitol building when Joe Biden was giving his campaign rally speech. They built the wall, said it don't work. These rich politicians and these Hollywood actors, they live in these big compounds and these mansions surrounded by big ass walls. The United States is spending billions of dollars, billions, printing money to secure the border of Ukraine. They're trying to secure the border of Taiwan from China. But they can't secure their own border. Why? Because they don't want to. While Joe Biden is in power, the federal government will actively work against securing the border. The Republican governors have to take matters into their own hand, but they will have to fight against Joe Biden in order to get it done. Because these Democrats want these people to infiltrate the country. They're trying to make the country more brown. They don't give a damn about murderers coming into the country. Terrorists. We've seen murderers come in. We've seen terrorists come in. We've seen rapists come in. They don't care about that. Their goal is to flood the country with illegal immigrants who are going to vote 2 out of 3 for Democrats. On top of that, they're going to count these illegal immigrants in the census in order to gain more seats. So you send more to Chicago, for example. Then when they run the census, they're going to say, oh, we got extra people in Chicago. We're going to count these illegal immigrants too. Therefore, Illinois is going to get extra House seats, extra Democrat power in Congress. So this is what this is really about. They don't give a damn about these illegal immigrants. They don't want them in their own backyards, like Martha's Vineyard. The rich Democrats don't want them around them. They just want to flood black neighborhoods, poor people areas with illegal immigrants so they can secure political power. That's all it's about. Hopefully things will change when Trump comes in. So let me know what you guys think about this. Leave me your thoughts below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.